discipline that this group has, the motivation that they have. And I was wondering if you can kind of give us a sense of how it is you go about, selecting these youth for these trips every year, and how it is that, you go about keeping them motivated in this way.
Well, thanks, Joe, for the question. The fallacy that we seem to create in our images is we see it in a question: where did you find those kids? And we found them the same way everybody finds all kids, in a state of confusion, in a state of pain, and in a state of wanting their dreams for the community to come true. We work throughout the school year in public schools, and most of the students we integrate are nominated by a school administration. We don't work in schools if we don't have some tight bond with schools. Now, most schools that we work with are interested in our ability to create calmness and community in a school, to be able to deal with interracial harmony, building interracial communications, and of course, there are the strict mandates that everyone knows about is to shrink the academic gap. Our program is really good at that because there are students up here who are here because they are assigned summer school classes, and we have a relationship with that particular school district where this work can replace summer school. So it's very important to know, just to be frank, so we're all trained. It doesn't hurt our feelings at all, but our requirement from the school is that they be representative of the population of that school, and that while we don't shun leadership students, we actually ask the administrators to find what we call emergent leaders, those who, if they took a turn in the school, 2 or more students would follow them. Anyone with a thirst for justice, that's the phrase we use with administrators, who want to or are confronting racism, consumerism, and the meaninglessness of consumerism, and war and violence would be great candidates. Those are the words we use with administrators. And so clearly in American schools, and it's for sure where we work, in the state of Washington and California, those students are almost always students of color. Now, that part about a thirst for justice, there are other white students that have a thirst for justice as well. There are some 2 student body presidents up here on the stage. There are several 4.0 students up here, but there are some students below a D average up here. That unity that we create in the school district is unheard of. In other words, the way others try to solve problems is to put a homogeneous spin on it. So if you're in student leadership, you go to student leadership conferences, you study Robert's Rules of Order, and you put on the assemblies and the proms. That's fine, we're not knocking that. But the same students that have to work after school, or have to get up early and work, or have to get home to take care of the kids, who have to lose credit and have credit retrieval programs. And my sister Albertina, going to be a lawyer, she's a year behind because she knows how to be a family woman, take care of siblings and whatnot. The schools can't adjust to that. They should, but they don't. So we get our students that way. We come in and do a class and ask them a very simple question. Would you like to be a warrior for justice, to confront racism, meaninglessness, and war and violence? Raise your hand. If they raise their hand, within 48 hours we do a home visit. It's very important that a mother, a grandmother, a guardian yes, fathers, but let's be frank. With students up here, we have a lot of AWOL fathers. We talk about that. We talk about that a lot. And because we cannot have any more AWOL citizens, male, female, any age, we need to be on task. If a mother isn't into it, grandmother isn't into it, they're welcome, but we don't focus much energy because there's nothing, we're an army, a nonviolent army, and we don't have the staff, the money to invest in a soul, 13, 14, 15-year-old soul. And there's a big program in the winter week where on the 26th of December, I'm trying to break it down, on the 26th of December through the first Friday of every year, we do a week-long residential program called The Life and Legacy of Dr. King. It follows the same format we use one year in the summer. We're on, it's a little more controlled because we're embedded in the 12th district of Oakland, so we're on the floor of the gymnasium at Merritt College, and it's a little easier because it's ours, and we can, well, we mess it, it's kind of our issue to clean it up. But the point there is we get kids from Washington State and kids from Oakland, but they have to live with us 24/7 to study Dr. King. What the schools like about that is they can make a 45-minute speech about Dr. King at the end of those 7 days. The myths that we break down, there's hundreds of them, but one is that how could you give up the holidays? Well, the myth is most families know that after the 25th, the kids are on their own and they're lost, and they don't have a chance to make themselves be of use. All the students that come on those kind of arduous, we call them anchors, excel. And then when they go back to school, it's nothing more empowering to be a student with the same demographics that Gerald has, same demographics I have. 2 out of 7 siblings graduated high school first out of the entire extended family of 54 cousins to go to college. There's students right up here with the same demographic come back to their 1,800 person high school, and on Dr. King, we do the Dr. King Assembly speech changes the school, because that has never happened before. They used to, they'd be president or somebody like that making the speech. So it's designed to create a sense of tension, a sense of conflict, where in the just doing of it, there is a growth. I want to address one more part of that. We do, on traditional Thanksgiving Day, we do a 4-day residential program at an indigenous, a native nation, where one day is committed to solving and deconstructing racism in the so-called traditional Thanksgiving Day. But the other day are committed to studying gratitude and developing a true sense of gratitude. And again, we get that, well, it's the holidays, and we remind them of Black Friday. What kind of holiday is that? And to keep our students from being in a mall, at least in the urban areas, I'm not exaggerating. If you go to a mall on Black Friday, you could get hurt. And it's actually, and so nonviolence. Gandhi and King say this about nonviolence. There's nothing different between an army of nonviolence and an army of violence. They all take a spirit of core, teamwork, sacrifice, the capacity to build teams, the capacity to give your life up for a comrade, study, and to develop the positive capacity to gain from sacrifice builds character. Now, here's the difference. An army of violence puts on the opponent the necessity to change. Submit yourself. I want your land. Submit yourself. I want your oil. Submit yourself. I don't want you to